Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Happy Tuesday. How's everyone doing today? Guys, sound off in the chat. I appreciate you guys for being here. Bitcoin absolutely exploding to the upside on a Tuesday. Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Bitcoin currently trading at $95,512, even looking good. Let's go refresh our liquidation heat map and see where we're at. Get a little zoom action, as we said yesterday. At some point, I'm sure, number go up. And turns out we were right. We've got 96,195. Not too much, to be honest. 96,195. Let's make sure that that's a solid line. Next, we've got, for the tippy top, I'm going to go right here, 98,169. And then for the lower portion, right here, 94,961. And the bippity boppity bottom. Oof, where do I even go? I'm going to go right here, I guess. 90,271. Okay. Big fat gap to the downside. A lot of liquidity down there. We'll see if we end up going down there and grabbing that. As of right now, though, we're pretty excited. We got a kind of a God candle situation here. It's like a demigod candle, we'll call it. For the day, a 4.51% candle for Bitcoin. I've said it all week, all month even. I've said it all year. I've said it all year. It goes down over the course of a week, a month, several months, whatever. You can erase those dumps within 24 hours. And that's what Bitcoin has just done. Look at this. We've got how much dumpage right here? Technically, we've got, I'm going to call it 59 days worth of dumpage erased in 24 hours. Technically speaking, if you want to just call it, well, no, because the last time we were at this price, yeah, like this dump was quick, and then we had a slow bleed up, bleed down, bleed up, and then pop to the upside. It looks good. I'm excited. We broke above 90K. We retested it. Textbook break, retest, confirmation, continuation. Very excited. And let's go back down to the 4-hour time frame. Volume looks amazing. I don't know if this is because of the CPI data. CPI data came in exactly as predicted, which I think is the first time in a long time that's happened. But we got a beautiful break, bounce. I told you guys yesterday, I said, this looks like it's consolidating. Smack dab in the middle. And every single chart, that RSI looked like it was consolidating at that moving average. And that's exactly what happened. And it popped to the upside like a pressure cooker. So definitely exciting times for sure. And what's really cool is if we extend this probably useless line out here right below it. Yeah, can we get back above that? Because we got previous support essentially turned resistance now. Let's get back above that, and then we can start talking about some further upside. Because as of right now, we're still kind of in a potential bear flag, it looks like. Little ascending channel. I want to get above 100K. I think 100K is going to be a big one. I wonder where our bull market support band is now. Anyways, Bitcoin dominance, 59.18, seemingly rejected 59.4. We were calling for a rejection of 59.5. We didn't quite get there yet. Don't be surprised if we get another bounce here, and it does go to 59.5. Still looking for a potential rejection there. That's just my bullish bias, though. We could very easily break above that and get back above 60. We don't want that to happen, because if dominance goes up, usually our alts either go down or they at least go down against Bitcoin, and we also don't want that. We want our altcoins to outperform Bitcoin. That way we can justify purchasing the altcoins, because so far Bitcoin has tremendously outperformed the entire altcoin market in the past 3-4 years. So altcoins, a little bit embarrassing right now. A little bit embarrassing. People are like, oh, you do crypto? Man, you made out like a bandit on Bitcoin. You're like, actually, you got to do the Kevin James thing. You're like, actually, I'm an altcoin holder. And then they're like, what is that? Are those like those scam coins? That's the first thing they say as soon as you say that. you're an altcoin holder, like, oh, I'm sorry for your loss. So we'll see if that changes anytime soon. But for now, dominance still well above 59. ETH up 0.43% on the day since the daily close, looking good. Currently trading at 33.39 and 51 cents. Let's see if we can get above 33.66 next. Another God candle situation here, looking good. RSI completely overbought, so be careful, exercise caution. I said the same thing yesterday with this RSI, that it looked like it was consolidating. We got a break above support bounce, second support bounce, continuation to the upside. Beautiful move. Volume returning. I told you guys, as soon as we got out of the holidays, after January 1st, that week was going to be slow and we were going to bubble up. We bubbled up January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and then the last week was the first full week in January. We slowly started building up there, and this week, I guess, is the real start of the year. If you really think about it, especially when it comes to liquidity. It's crazy how much has happened this year already, and we're not even halfway through the first month. Kind of crazy. But ETH looks awesome. We got a green dot of the momentum wave, point to the upside, positive money flow. Volume looks great. Can we get above 33.66 next? I'm going to continue to say staying above 3K is great. I really want to get above this 33.66 level. Sol is up 0.36% on the day, currently trading at 145.99. Axe221 said, JJ, are we in a super cycle? Smash the like. I'm going to go out on a limb, like I haven't said this every single day, and say yes, I do think we're in a super cycle. Not for any reason other than the fact that I want us to be in a super cycle. Waterfly, long time no see. Cheers, my friend. Happy New Year. I mean, I saw you after New Year, but still, Happy New Year anyways. Cheers. Happy Tuesday. Oh, that's good. That is delicious. All right. Let's continue. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button. Ben Cowan published some information the other day. Apparently, we are at the lowest views on YouTube and other social media sites for crypto since before the 2021 bull market. So it is kind of lining up for like a return of retail. You know what I mean? We've become oversold on views, on impressions. Anyways, Solana looks great. We got above our blue trend line. Finally, resistance, break, support, continue. Beautiful. We do have a big fat wick to the upside, indicative of some selling pressure, so be careful. I like that this liquidity is bigger and it looks solid. It's not just like a fluffy cloud of like indecisive nonsense. It is an actual decisive conviction play, it seems. Our RSI looks really good on the 4-hour. We are not overbought yet, which is awesome. We kind of played around that moving average. We're still above it. Green dot of the momentum wave, point to the upside. Our momentum wave cloud, essentially, has been bullish since December 27th on Solana. So, kind of a no-brainer play, my opinion. Rudy said, guess that was it before bear. Waterfly said, I sleep a lot now. I wish I could sleep. I wish I could sleep a lot. I don't know, something happened to me the other day. I was like driving home. And I was so tired. It just like hit me like a freight train. It's never happened before, and it kind of freaked me out. I was like, man, I've never been this tired before. And like nothing was helping. I had coffee. I had like my stupid pre-workout, which has caffeine in it. Nothing was helping. My brain was like, sleep. And I couldn't because I was driving. Anyways, total 3 up 0.34% on the day, currently trading at 910.85 billion. We blasted right past 900 billion, which is awesome. Can we get above our resistance here at around 910.26? We are sitting above it right now. Can we hold above it and continue? We are technically overbought. I don't know what that means in terms of total 3, but getting to 939 is important to me. This is one of those situations where we had that little triple bottom just like all the other charts. We broke above and we didn't quite establish that, I'm going to call it a neckline floor with our pullback. You know what I mean? It didn't even pull back to the yellow line. So total 3 seems a little more bullish than the chart would argue. Rudy said, wish Bitcoin can hit 110K before bear 2. That would make a lot of people happy too. I think we've been in a bear. We've been in a bear since October, since we crossed that bull market support band. So if we climb out of it right now, that'd be awesome. That'd be a little short, little baby bear market in a bull trend. It would be pretty cool. Now, you could still sell that argument. A bear market in a bull trend, especially, let me see, on the weekly, let me zoom out here. Yeah, this fractal is literally just this price action pulled forward. So if that's what's playing out again, then I'm going to point this out really quick. I pulled this fractal and it was pretty obvious, but I've had conviction in this fractal since we like broke down here. So for at least, what is that, 50 days, 49 days, I have had strong belief in this stupid fractal. And if this fractal is to be believed, which is not, it's not gospel still, you know, it's like very mildly following the concept of the fractal, which is just a pump. So it's not like I'm some prophet, but I am excited to brag about it. We are potentially going back to our all-time high. Not financial advice. We'll see what happens. But how sick would that be if this fractal played out perfectly? It would be the most obvious thing in hindsight. Everyone would be like, oh my gosh, how did we not see that? Because everyone was too busy chasing their tail, selling their bags, trying to FUD everybody else out of their own bags, and trying to justify their own sell. That's what always happens every single time. They sold their entire bag, and then they go around telling, you're an idiot for holding. Why are you still holding? LOL, Bitcoin's going to zero. Dumbass. Every single time. I don't know what they're expecting everyone else to go, oh man, you know what? You're right. I'm going to get out. And then you sell your bit. Like, what does that accomplish for them? It's just weird, man. It's weird. Rudy said, in my opinion, best option is to grind money for 2026 bear market, just DCA into Bitcoin. I mean, I think that's the best option no matter what. Even if we enter a parabolic bull market, blow off top, and we all like make enough money to like live comfortably for like the next 5 to 10 years without even working, you should still grind money and DCA. No matter what's happening in the market. That is the best way to approach it. Because once you start, if you get this nice green candle and the chart's going crazy and everyone's celebrating and stuff, and then you slowly go to work less and you make less money from work, you know, you're making more money from crypto and stuff. But what's the point if you're just kind of using that as like a supplemental income to offset your lesser hours? And then all of a sudden the market goes into a bear market and you feel like crap because you're left with the same amount of money. Does that make sense? I don't know. I kind of did that last bull market and it sucked. So I've just been grinding nonstop ever since. ADA is up 0.26% on the day, currently trading at 42.28. Glad to see this back above 42. We held 38 just like I wanted to after breaking below it, obviously. We got our 3 hits to the downside, got up, retested that neckline, continuation to the upside. Hell yeah. This is exactly what we've been looking for on all of these charts. And what's cool is I could probably sell that concept for a inverse head and shoulder, maybe? I don't know. Right here. Let's do that one. Nah, they're both ugly. Never mind. Forget I said anything. We got our downtrend. We got our choppy sideways breakout. Downtrend, choppy sideways breakout. Are we going to get our pop soon? Hopefully. We pointed it out on a bunch of charts. I think the best one is total crypto market cap, actually. Total. Right here. You get, let me go to the daily. This is my favorite chart right now. You get your downtrend, your choppy sideways breakout, and your pop. Downtrend, choppy sideways breakout, pop. Downtrend, choppy sideways breakout. What's going to happen next? And it's all speculation, but what else have we seen it on? Total 3, maybe? Yeah, actually, this one looks good. Great, too. Downtrend, choppy sideways breakout, pop. Downtrend, choppy sideways breakout, pop. Downtrend, choppy sideways breakout. Happens like clockwork every single time. So we'll see what plays out. But that's what I'm looking at for ADA. And for most of these alts, actually. SNEC is up 0.34% on the day, currently trading at 0.010960. Can we get back above 11? John Tujo said, you don't think it's weird that the banks and institutions are telling us all the time to buy Bitcoin and the price is going to go to 1 million? Meanwhile, only Peter Schiff says buy gold while it skies. Why is that weird? So here's my thing. The banks and stuff are not telling anyone to buy crypto. They're behind closed doors. They're establishing all of these crypto products and stuff. Retail is still historically gone from the space entirely. When the big banks and institutions want you to buy crypto, they are going to get you to buy crypto. And by you, I mean retail. They're going to do advertisements. They're going to do sign-up bonuses. They're going to do benefits. Like if you buy $1,000 in crypto, you get $100 for free. We'll match your buy or whatever. All this crazy stuff. All this crazy stuff. And everyone's going to buy like crazy. Price is going to go bananas. And then they're going to sell on top of your heads. And that's what's going to happen. Rudy said, man, I don't want to brag, but I hit 200K using 20 euro. I'm effing lucky. That's awesome, dude. That's so awesome. Cheers to that. Happy Tuesday. Cheers. That's crazy. What a crazy trade. Was it over like a long period of time? I'm curious now. John said they never tell retail what's coming. Peter Schiff has been singing gold's praises for forever, so that does nothing for me. He's gonna talk about gold until they replace it with something else. Even then, he'll still continue to talk about it. But banks and institutions are not telling anyone to buy gold. They're building framework. And, you know, us degens on crypto Twitter are like, oh my gosh, look at this. They're doing all this stuff. But no one's actually buying because of that. And the big banks aren't using that as like, oh, you should go check this out. We just did this. Go check it out. They're not doing that at all. When they are ready, they're going to do proper like advertising, guerrilla marketing, all that stuff, like I said, and they're going to try to incentivize retail to return to the space. Until then, this is where we're at. There's no retail whatsoever. Retail is completely absent from the space, like crazy absent from the space. I can't believe that there's even money flowing into crypto right now with how absent retail is. Rudy said, yeah, and I slept only 3 hours a day. And you know what my issue was? Yeah? Yep. Okay, midnight. Up 1.44% on the day, currently trading at 0.0695. We're getting a potential double bottom situation here. Not quite touching 64 like I would want to, but we're seemingly bouncing off of like 65, 66. We'll see if we can break back above 75 and maybe even get back into the 9-10 cent range. That would be awesome. We are coming out of oversold back here, and that price technically is lower. Okay, so we do technically have bullish div here. So we'll see what comes of that. We got a greened out of the momentum wave, point to the upside, and a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI. XRP up 0.48% on the day. I know I got a lot of lines in the chart. I apologize. $2.17. Looking good. We got a beautiful little double bottom, it looks like. XRP came flying. Did a nice pullback, little failed attempt to reclaim. Couldn't get back above 210. We got a little double bump retest, it seems, of 205, and used that as a double bottom blast off to get back above 210, and we're currently sitting at 217.54. Getting above 220 is going to be a big psychological area, or 225 actually is going to be even better. Currently, yeah, this is where another one where the RSI was clearly consolidating below that moving average. We got a nice pop, retest, continuation. Green down the momentum wave. And I talk about this a lot too, or I guess more recently than anything. Whenever there's a big cloud on the lower half of market cipher and there's just riddled with dots, green and red nonstop, and the price isn't doing anything, that's usually a sign. That's consolidation. This does not happen that often. Happened back here, and that resulted in a nice pop. Happened where else? Yeah, see, it doesn't even occur that often. But when it does, when it's really, I don't know if this is obvious price suppression or just obvious price plateau. I don't know what it is, but the price pops. Waterfly said, I doubted XRP in the past. I wish luck to that army. Same Waterfly. I think they deserve the pump for sure. And I do find it quite poetic that everyone shat on them for the longest time, myself included. And they were probably one of the biggest winners of 2025. John said there's a crazy looking flag on the Bitcoin 5-minute chart. Let's go take a look. Bitcoin 5 minutes. 5 minutes, crazy. This thing, that is kind of a crazy looking flag. Dude, we've been watching these play out though. Like, look at this. You get this pop, flag, if you could call it that. This one's a little iffy, but you get these weird like price consolidations. This one resulted in some downside. This one resulted in some upside. What's this one going to do? I have no idea. It could be a BART. We might come back down to 93K. That would be crazy. But that might happen. Even this one right here. This is a small one. 5 minutes best for scalping. Shit crazy. I like the 15 for scalping. I've never done the 5. I should probably check it out. Look at this. We just rode 90K for forever. 5 minutes nice for this, actually. This looks sick. Look at that. Oh my god. That was so obvious. That was so obvious. It's just silly, man. It's silly. All these people that were so uber bearish. Not that we're climbing out of some, we're not at like 120K right now, so I'm not gonna get too cocky. But it is funny to see the price rebound that fast. Because all these people the price sold it like where did we go? 78K? No, 80K. All the other people the price sold down here. Right, tweaking right now. November, December. Bitcoin's back up to 95. They're probably like, what? Oh, every time the market maker's out to get me specifically. Oh, man. But maybe it comes back down. Maybe it does. Who knows? Okay. Oh, yeah. Rudy said my best strategy was looking at 5-minute charts, scalping using 9 and 21 EMA. Okay, I'm going to take a picture of that and try that out. I like checking out different people's strategies. My line strategy actually on here is kind of a little hybrid of what Bathwater used to talk about all the time with the fixed range volume profile. I miss him. I don't know where he's at. He kind of fell off. It seems like he got really mad at somebody for something. I don't remember. I don't think I was even there, to be honest. But yeah, shit happens. Okay. H-bar up 1.26% on the day, currently trading at 12,384. Can we get above 12,481? We got a beautiful break above 11.5 and 12,481, followed by a little fake out to the upside. Pullback, support bounce off of 11.5, continuation to the upside. Can we break above 12,481 with conviction this time? Volume looks great. RSI did the consolidation like it did with every other chart, and then it popped to the upside. Same with that cloud on the lower half of Market Cipher. What if I said I talked to him earlier? Okay, cool. I hope he's doing good. Tell him I said I miss him. Sweet. Down 0.44% on the day. Let's see. We got a explosion to the upside. Little resistance, pullback. Nice consolidation. Just like the RSI. Volume. Got a little pop. It was doing better back here, so it's going to be interesting to see how Sweet plays out. The cloud was not quite as obvious back here, but you got all those dots, those crazy dots, up and down, up and down, up and down, and then the pop to the upside. Can we get above 189.30 and continue to the upside? I want to see SWE above $2 soon. Ondo, back above the neckline of its bottoming out. 1, 2, 3 hits the downside. Rejection at 45. Broke below its neckline, and that apparently was a fake out. We're at 41.91 right now. Can we get back above 45? That would be ideal. Volume looks good. Volume looks good. I'm a little underwhelmed at this whole situation right here. I don't like that it got that weak that fast. I feel like it shouldn't be, but who knows? Rudy said, how stupid do you need to be to sell in red? I mean, yeah, I guess it depends on the person. Stupid, I guess, is maybe a little bit of a harsh word. But if they're going to be cocky, then yeah, they're stupid. unfortunately, a lot of people are overexposed. Or maybe, I guess I should say the words were overexposed. And they, let's say, had like $10,000, their life savings, which you shouldn't have your life savings all in one investment anyways. But let's just say, for example, you got your life savings 10K in crypto. Crypto plummets. It's down 50%. You only have $5,000 left of your life savings. You are tweaking out. Because for some reason, you put your entire life savings and you just watched half of it go away. So you take it out. And then this is where my whole story comes into play. It's a lot easier to mentally deal with losing $10,000 than it is to miss out on potential millions. Imagine the price skyrockets. And then you do the math. You're like, oh, I had 5K worth of this. It was worth 10K at this point, and it's 10x from that top, which means I would have $100,000 right now. What the hell did I do? That is probably so much harder to mentally deal with than just losing $10,000. That's my opinion. Everybody's different. So figure out what works for you. Arrow up 3.18% on the day since the daily close, currently trading at 60.96 cents. Looking good. We got above 60. Can we get above 62.25 next? That would be sweet. This is a beautiful, like, textbook cup and handle. I mean, textbook maybe is pushing it a little bit. It's not very much of a rounded bottom. It's like a funky cup and handle. You could also probably make the argument that it's a weird inverse head and shoulder too. But I like the cup and handle argument. It looks good. It looks like it tried to do that back here and it just failed. And then back here it succeeded. And now it's going to continue to the upside. Not quite overbought. It's getting pretty close though. Oh yeah, it is actually. It is overbought right now. So if the price closes above 61.16, you're probably going to be overbought in the 4-hour time frame. But it can go way more overbought on that time frame. Regardless, volume looks good. It's green. It could be a little bit higher, but I'm not going to complain. Green dot in the momentum wave, point to the upside, negative money flow. Market cipher, but you got a consolidation, breakout, retest, confirmation, continuation on the RSI. Looking good. Rudy said, why would you put your life savings? I managed to get from 20 to 200K. I don't know how, if I don't know how, but if retard as I am can do it, everyone can. That's what I mean too. Unfortunately, we see a lot of these people too on Coinfessions, which we haven't done in a little while. We'll probably do that today. A lot of people will come in and they'll do that. They'll go from 20 to 200K and then they'll lose it all over the course of a year by like investing in scams and whatever. And their response to that is, my life is over. I ruined everything. I screwed up. And we've seen a handful of positive ones. The positive ones are my favorite because they just observe. They look at it and they go, oh, I did this once. I can do it again. And that's the truth. That is the truth. If you can go from nothing to something within a couple of months, you can go from nothing to something within a couple of months. You know that it's possible. So just do it again. Learn from your mistakes. You're paying for your education at this point. Billy said, dudes, yo, hi kids. What's going on, Billy? Cheers, guys. Happy Tuesday. Bitcoin's blasting to the upside. Currently trading at 95, 485, and 86 cents. Looking good. We're excited. Oh my gosh, that is so tasty. All right. Stellar up 1.72% on the day. Currently trading at 24.27. Can we get above 25? Would be a big one. With Stellar, we also had the classic consolidation on that RSI and the pop to the upside. Looking good. Volume could be better. We saw volume great back here. It's slightly less great, but it still looks pretty good, and it's all green. Let's see, we consolidated 1, 2, 3 hits the downside, broke above 225, rejected 25, support 225, fake out below 225, and now we're back at 24.26. Can we get above 25 cents next? That would be ideal. We are currently overbought on the 4-hour time frame, so exercise caution. RSI looks great. Again, though, overbought. Positive money flow. Green dot in the momentum wave, pointing to the upside. Looking good. Billy said, hey, buddy, recovering from ripping my knee apart surgery. Dang, they have surgery to rip your knee apart? That's crazy. That sucks. I hope you feel better, Billy. Polkadot. Polkadot currently trading at 227.5. We got above 225, which is awesome. Polkadot's been ripping. I actually saw it earlier. It like surprised me. This candle right here, this 7.38% candle on the 4-hour time frame. For some reason, when Polkadot wakes up, it wakes up pretty damn hard. It's exciting to see. Volume looks good. Could be a little more consistent. It's quite volatile, actually. And you are overbought just barely. Green dot of the momentum wave, point to the upside, and positive money flow. Tufix said silver is still killing it. Let's go take a look. Silver up 2.93%. Oh my gosh, $89.46. Did it hit 90? Check it out right here. This is the high of whatever candle I'm on. We have $89.99.43. That is crazy. Crazy. Rudy said, at the moment, I'm actually longing from 90K to 110K till we enter a real bear market. Philly said, y'all see what Dash did? Yeah, you posted it in the Discord, Philly. Let's go take a look at Dash. Dash, we have a 39.48% candle on the 4-hour time frame. That's just this one. If you go from, let's say right here where it started bubbling up, if you just so happen to catch this candle right here, that first breakout candle, you would be up currently 49%. At its peak, it did 73%. Wow, that's pretty crazy. That's what happens though. These coins dump so much and they have almost no liquidity. This one actually had bubbled up quite a bit though. This is, I'm telling you guys, this is how bull markets start. Tufix said just missed 90. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. I think it's already over $100 on physical market. Let me actually go look. I'm going to go to eBay. And I'm going to go look up silver. Just if I want to get like a 2 for a deal. Yeah. Whoa. Gold Rush Exchange. This is ridiculous. Silver coin ounce. A 1 ounce silver coin is $102, $104. Yeah, this is insanity. $99. If you buy 10 of them, you can get them for $99. So physical silver's already like reached its peak lack of supply, I would call it. Like the only way that the supply situation can get worse is if there's literally just no silver for sale. In which case, we wouldn't be able to know the physical price because no one would be selling it. I wonder, I'm genuinely curious, are the tech companies tweaking yet? I'm curious. All right, let's see. Where was I? I'm going to go to Fartcoin, up 0.62% on the day, currently trading at 420.26. Very cool. Fartcoin got a nice run up above 40. Got a little pullback just below 40, holding 36. Broke back above 40 right now. Can we continue? Looks good. RSI did that consolidation pop. Green dot and momentum wave pointing the upside and positive money flow. Fartcoin runway is clear. CAS actually looks good here. It may be kind of a bear flag, but it's doing the thing. The dump, or I guess chop to the downside, and then the breakout, choppy, sideways situation, and then we're going to get the pop, which is what we want. The exponential growth. Tufix said 137 here in Australia. That's crazy, dude. That's so crazy. Yeah, I think the signs were there when it was like stupid expensive in, I think, what was it, Japan? When it was like $69 or $70 in America and Japan and all them. I think CME like shut down trading or something. Something happened. Like right at that exact moment, everyone should have known to just buy silver. Avalanche. Ooh, Avalanche up 0.00% on the day, but currently, since its pop yesterday, up probably about 9%. So Avalanche has been really lovely. We've had this big fat orange line, which is a legacy trend line that goes all the way back to December of 2020. We did a little fake out below that. It's only touched the trend line 2 times in the past. This is the 3rd touch. We got our touch, 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 break, resistance, break, support, and second support, continuation to the upside. This was also a descending channel, which we are now breaking out, chopping sideways. I don't know if you want to call it. Maybe this was this. I'm going to call this the downtrend. This choppy sideways breakout. And we're looking for the uptrend next. Currently sitting at $14.73. Can we get above $15 next for Avalanche. So far, so good. RSI just slightly, almost overbought, not quite. RSI also did the consolidation situation, which can work both ways. We saw it back here, consolidation, break to the downside, consolidation, break to the upside. We literally got a inverse BART on the RSI. But you got that cloud on Market Cipher, which also offered you a green dot, a push to the upside, and positive money flow. Crazy. Chainlink up. Nope, Chainlink down 0.07% on the day, currently trading at 14.05. Are we going to get above 14.41 next for Chainlink? Let's see, Link, we had our neckline at 12.68. We got 1, 2, 3 hits to the downside, break, resistance, midpoint support at around 13. Continuation, more resistance at 14. Midpoint support at 13 again. Support, support, break. Can we get above 14.41 next? 13.39 previous resistance. Let's see if we pull back for a retest of that as support. Otherwise, I would love to get above 14.41 next. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, I used to work on trading floor. Silver was $5. I left in 2000. That's crazy. Tom Selleck's Goat said, pump into a dump tomorrow after Supreme Court ruling, or we just rip up to 101K, tap the 50, then head to Goblin Town. I don't know, Tom Selleck's Goat. That is a good question. I don't think we're going to Goblin Town, though. We might. Were you? I don't think Tom Selleck's Goat was here. I placed a dumb trade on Kalshi. I placed 2 dumb trades on Kalshi. The first one was that we're going to get a 25 basis point rate cut this month, and the second one was that we're going to get it over 25 basis point rate cut this month. So the reason I don't truly believe that that's going to happen, I think it could. I think there's a very slight possibility. But the reason I took the over 25 basis point rate cut bet, because if by some crazy chance that happens, I will have turned $10 into $1,000, which is a pretty great story. So we'll see what happens. Rudy said, what do you think about the 2-week chart on Bitcoin? Looking bearish AF, strong bearish div. Philly said, Gourmet, wow, I cannot even remember that time I wasn't paying attention to silver and gold. Gourmet said, what's Kalshi saying about tomorrow? And Clarity Act. Honestly, Polymarket I think is the best. Polymarket has the biggest market share. So I'll check Polymarket for the Clarity Act tomorrow. I thought they pushed it back already, though. Supreme Court, 29% chance they rule in favor. I think they're going to rule in favor. I think it'd be crazy if they didn't rule in favor. Government shutdown. Let me see. Clarity Act signed into law. 40% signed into law in 2026, so it doesn't say anything about tomorrow. Let me see if there is one in Kalshi. There's a market for that in Kalshi. Clarity Act. Markets. Will SAVE Act, SCOTUS, weaken the Voting Rights Act, Trump and right. Yeah, there's nothing even about Clarity on Kalshi. Interesting. I think gold was like 350-ish. Fun times on the floor. Crazy people. Oh, I believe it. I believe that the people on the trading floor are crazy for sure. Let's go take a look at the 2-week chart on Bitcoin really quick for Rudy. 2-week. Can I even look at the 2-week? I can look at the 1-week for you. But I refuse a paper trading view, so the 2-week is not viable. Let me find a clean chart. Hang on. I'm going to go with this guy. Yeah, 2-week chart. You're talking about bearish div. See, here's my issue. Here's my issue with the bearish div argument. You do have bearish div, which is fine. But you also have bullish div. You know? So, and the bullish div actually is more recent than the bearish div, technically speaking. So, that bearish div actually, that bearish div pushed your price down and already played out. Push your price down into this bullish div. So the argument is definitely there for upside, not financial advice. Tom Selleck said, yeah, and the lottery pays $400 million and only costs $2. So on the off chance, that's true. I buy lottery tickets every once in a while sometimes. I'm a degenerate gambler. I have never been to the casino. Would you believe me if I told you I've never been to the casino? Okay. So, yeah, I'm not mad at the 2-week. I actually like that bearish div pushing into the bullish div. And along with even on the 2-week, I'm sure that bearish div, for the most part, in my opinion, seems to have played out. Philly said, JJ, give us your scenarios. 1, rules in favor. 2, rules against. Okay, so if they rule against, I want to say we're going to pump, but I really don't know. Because tariffs, we saw on the chart, you can actually see on the chart, since Liberation Day, which was April 2nd, 2025. Check this out. Do you see the volume? Let me make this. Do you see the volume? It's good, great volume, choppy, 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 and then gone. What does the date say? That's literally the beginning of April of 2025. Liberation Day, liquidity, gone. Completely gone. And we've had a little bit of return to liquidity in October, which was that crazy liquidation event. And now, you know, tariffs are lightening up and whatever, but I think if they rule against longer term, it's going to be bullish. Short term, I think we might see volatility because of the uncertainty of them ruling against. And then the question of, oh, are we going to be able to pay back the tariffs and blah, 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 and whatever. It also depends on how the ruling goes. Are they going to rule against it, but tell them that they don't have to pay back what they've taken in so far? They just can't do it moving forward. I have no idea. Now, if they rule in favor, I don't think anything's going to change. I don't think anything's going to change if they rule in favor of tariffs. We might get a pump, we might get a dump, we might get some short-term volatility, but I don't think it's going to make a difference if they rule in favor because there's nothing to change. Tariffs are already in place. It's not bullish or bearish, it just exists. And that's kind of the whole idea with inflation, which is kind of why I cracked up. And this is a little nod to Tom Selleck's quote with inflationary tariffs. They are inflationary one time. Like April 2025, tariffs go into place, all the prices go up. And then the next month, they don't go up again. They're the same price. So there's no inflation. There's just a little one-time oopsie. Like a little inflation fart, if you will. A little toot of inflation. And, you know, we as like society walk through and we're like, is everything so expensive? Oh my gosh. And then it's suddenly the same the next month. Nobody cares. So that's my take. I think they're good long term. My mentality behind it is if you want to import something from another country, you got to pay a premium. That's it. Bottom line. Everyone's like, oh, it's a tax on your people. Yeah. I don't buy shit from other countries. I've literally looked. My work, we buy a lot of lumber from Canada. And that's a premium that we have to pay. If we don't buy American lumber, or if there's no American lumber to be bought, then we got to pay the tariff. It seems to me, personally, the benefits outweigh the cost. That's just my opinion. Especially if they're gonna get rid of income tax. Oh my God, crank up the tariffs, bro. Dial that shit up to 11. Get rid of income tax and tariff the shit out of everybody. I will throw a party. Until then, pay your taxes. Philly said, yep, I read that. Gourmet Brand said, banks are so cooked USDC all the way. Not giving them my money anymore for 0.05%. Open an Aave account. You can up to 9 exactly. Hold on. When did silver start pumping? It was around October 10th. Oh, let's go look, actually. Let's go look. This is great. All right, let's go to the daily. So we had November, October, September. So technically speaking, I would call it 41. Yeah, I'm going to go back here, right here. August 1st, I'm going to say is when, because in reality, it started way the heck back here. It was literally like lingering between 20 and 30 up until May. In May, it really started to break out, even if you don't want to count that. Let's go right here. June. We'll call it June. June 2025. Silver started to break out. And then it got really parabolic around September. October, it got spicy as well. You had the spike in October. That top actually kind of correlates. We had the October 10th crypto liquidation right around here. And then we topped on silver. Had a little pullback, secondary top, pullback, support, continuation. That support continuation happened November, end of November, 25th, 26th. That was your bottom right there. And then you had another top out on December 26th, actually, the day after Christmas. You got a nice post-Christmas pullback, because I remember December 27th, I remember this big fat candle. And it took us till January 12th. Yeah, a couple weeks to recover that fully. And now we're well above it. We're at $89.84. Current high is $89.99.43. Damn. So yeah, it does coincide for sure. Let me finish crypto charts. Monad currently up 1.25% on the day. Currently trading at 0.02506. We did a little fake up below 2.4, and we're gonna get above 2.6 next. Hopefully, see what happens. Everything kind of seems like it's on an angle with this guy. That's not what I want. That was awkward. Copy paste. They paste the word trend line there. That's kind of funny. All right, so if I pull this, but I want it to be the same. Yep, okay. Yeah, there's definitely a angle thing going on with Monad. You got boopity boppity boop. So was this a double bottom, triple bottom thing? You got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Are you gonna do 1, 2, 3? Maybe. I kind of like that idea. See what happens. Philly said, there are so many people that don't understand the positives of tariffs. SCOTUS needs to think good and hard. If they rule against, the financial implications will be disastrous. Other countries charge tariffs. Why the F shouldn't we charge tariffs? I don't know. They're trying to be like, oh, well, he didn't have the power to, or some stupid crap. I'm not in favor or against any particular party. I think political parties are stupid, personally. But I think, and this is the midterm, this is midterm JJ brain, because of the cap on credit card interest and the attempt to lower mortgage rates and to stop institutions from buying single-family homes. All of this stuff in my brain is like, wow, there's a president that gives a shit about the little guy. That is how I feel right now. And that is exactly how they want me to feel, because they want me to vote Republican for the midterms. So I'm self-aware. But if they're going to benefit me directly as a citizen of the United States of America, isn't that what I want? I'm getting off track. It's weird to see a president address issues that actually relate to me. Usually it's like, oh, the really, really poor people, we need more homeless shelters and less drugs on the streets. And the rich people are tired of paying so many taxes. Like, there's never anything for the middle class or lower middle class or upper lower class, anything like that. Any of the people that are in the middle. You're either talking about like mega rich benefits or mega poor benefits. So it's nice to see something for the rest of us. And it technically benefits everybody. And I will say, it does seem like the lower class was benefited first and foremost with all of the things that were put into place, and they're trying to like fix all this fraud and stuff, and that's going to give us more down the road to spread the love. I'm getting sidetracked. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited for midterms because I think they're going to try to buy our vote. Let's see. Gourmet said, wow, Aave, it's a DeFi lending app, runs on Avalanche blockchain. Aave runs on multiple blockchains. You send them USDC, or I believe Aave started on ETH, just so you know, Gourmet Brands. You send them USDC or stake, and they lend it out for you, and you get the percentage. Yes. Yep. That is DeFi, my friend. Billy said, JJ, can you look at Arrow, KuCoin on the hourly? Does that wick that just happened indicate a reversal? Okay, so I'm not going to look at it on KuCoin first, just to see, because I want to compare the wicks. Arrow, indicate a reversal on the hourly, you said, 1 hour. That wick right there, that wick is indicative of some selling pressure. Oh, this is on KuCoin. Okay. What if I look at it on MXC? Okay, yeah, so that is a universal wick. So it does not technically indicate a reversal. It indicates a possible reversal. You can just as easily pump right past that. It's not a for sure thing, but it looks like it's probably doing the same thing that it did back here. That wick, all that wick tells you is that the price got really, really high, and then a bunch of people was like, I'm going to sell. I'm going to take profits here, and that's what you get. That wick is indicative of serious sell pressure. Now, it did not turn red, which is good, but when you got a big fat green wick, history shows you usually get a pullback after that. That usually is the sign of a reversal. But again, it's not a for sure thing. That's just definitely what has happened most recently, 90% of the time. Gourmet Brand said, you give money to a bank and they lending it to do 9%. They give you 0.05. So give it to Aave and collect the whole 9 yourself. See, with Aave, though, it's not technically regulated. It is decentralized. And there's risks. It's not USDC or whatever, FDIC insured. You know what I mean? So people are willing to I guess, sacrifice 99.05% of their percentage returns by getting that little safety blanket at the bank. You know what I mean? You know what's even more beneficial? Just not holding cash. Owning assets. And I think that a lot more people are catching on to that. And I think that that's why we're seeing this historic rally in the stock market and in silver and gold and just in assets in general. People are realizing the dollar sucks. No matter what dollar it is, it sucks ass and I don't want it. And so they're buying silver and gold and S&P 500 and Russell 2000 and all this crap. And we're the ones that are benefiting. So cheers to the future. Okay. Let me go back to the 4 hours so I don't get confused. Pengu up 1.75%, about to break its local high, looking good. Can we get above, or can we at least touch 1477 next? Silver. Oh, hasn't hit 90 yet. Silver did hit 90. $90 and 2.7 cents. Ladies and gentlemen, silver has officially hit $90 per ounce for the first time in history. Congratulations. Gold. Gosh, silver is a beast. Gold also looking pretty damn good here. We got a 0.01% candle. Nope, I'm sorry, 0.75% candle right here. And the current candle is brand new. No, it's not. It's 2 hours old, actually. 3 hours old? I don't know. It's flatlining right now. We're at 46.20. Looking good. Not much to really talk about here. RSI slowly grinding down. We do have a green dot of the momentum wave, though. See what comes of that. Our ISM manufacturing PMI release does not happen until February 2nd. If this pops above 50, which I'm hoping it will, especially with positive CPI inflation data coming out today. If this pops above 50, then we will officially be in expansion, which will be incredibly bullish for us. DXY on the 4 hour chilling 99.160. We are continuing to the upside, it seems. We'll see if we end up rejecting at 100 or breaking above it. If we're looking at our cloud on Market Cipher, it is kind of technically a little overzealous, a little overbought, I would argue. We'll see if that comes down. MicroStrategy, aka Big B Coffee, currently trading up 6.63% on the day, 176 and 99 cents. Should I buy some? I might buy some MicroStrategy at this point. I feel like they're just down so damn much. And the fractal actually looks pretty damn good. Even especially if I scoot it like that. Are you kidding me? So I don't know. We'll see what comes of it. So far though, looks pretty good. RSI almost overbought. G Mortal said, "What's up, JJ? Seems Pepe is outperforming others. I got something in my eyeball. Let's go take a look at Pepe before I fall over." Anyways, MicroStrategy looks good. Almost overbought on the 4-hour time frame. Greened out of the momentum wave. NASDAQ up 0.06% on the day, looking good. Fractal kind of puts it anywhere, pretty much. We are still looking for that big fat downtrend though. S&P also looking good. Fractal looking good. Everything's intact. Pepe. Memes, I think, are going to outperform. They outperform to the downside, and they outperform to the upside. Philly said, "Got around. Peace out, y'all. JJ, thanks for answering my questions. Check your Venmo. Appreciate you, Philly. Thanks for the $10, my friend." Philly sent me $10 and 1 penny for my small dick. Philly, that's not enough. I need a lot more money than that for my small dick. That's funny. Thank you, Philly. I appreciate that. That's funny. Pepe 676. Let's see. We got above 663. Beautiful pattern right here. So we got above 590. We had a huge explosion. Got above 590. Retested support confirmed. Got above 663. Support, break, and we held 590. And use that as our springboard to get back above 663. Can we head to 75 next? And how long is that going to take us? Because we've consolidated in this range between 663 and 75 before. Are we going to do that again and use that as a springboard to the upside later on down the road? Because we are incredibly overbought at the moment on the 4-hour time frame. Not that that matters with meme coins specifically. We could continue to the upside just as easily. Volume looks really good. Did the same thing as everything else. We got the consolidation on the RSI. That pop support continuation blast off to the upside. That nice fat cloud on the bottom half with a bunch of dots just riddled throughout. That's the ultimate sign that we're about to get some volatility. And the volatility happened to be the upside, which was awesome. So yeah, Pepe does look really good. I do think memes will outperform, especially the ones with like diehard communities like Pepe. Pepe actually has like a genuine online community that like cares about the meme. Like Pepe, probably one of the better memes out there. I would actually make argument for it being one of the best because it has like this legacy media cult following. I don't know. Man, Midnight's cranking up 4.22%. All right, we went through everything. Dominance hopefully continues to the downside. We got a nice wick here. I don't know technically what that means for dominance specifically. Philly said, "I stuck around until you read that." Appreciate you, Philly. All right. Bitcoin up 0.02% on the day, 95,433 and 45 cents. News segment. We got a lot of news today. U.S. Senate unveils crypto market structure draft bill. I could be wrong, but I do believe that they pushed this back until like the 17th or something. Hold on, I shared it in the Discord right when it happened. Allegedly, where's the actual article? The article says U.S. Senate Agriculture. Okay, I'm wrong. What? Cointelegraph posted U.S. Senate Agriculture Committee postpones crypto market structure bill markup to last week of January, citing need for more time to maintain bipartisan support. What? The Senate Agriculture Committee? What do they have to do with crypto? Am I crazy? So that's what can someone explain how the Agriculture Committee and crypto are intertwined? Didn't they have enough time to let us know already? That's so good. Am I crazy? Why does it have anything to do with the Agriculture Committee? Is this a typo? I'm hoping that's a typo. That's from Cointelegraph as well. What the hell, man? That's too funny. The Senate Agriculture Committee. All right. Bank of America says criminal investigation into Fed Chair Jerome Powell could delay interest rate cuts. Oh no! 2.2 trillion BNY Mellon CEO warns pressure on the Federal Reserve could push interest rates higher. What? What? Why would that push interest rates higher? You can't have bias one way or the other. He's sitting here making a, like, uploading a video on social media like he's some influencer saying that the Trump administration is trying to influence him to cut rates. But if he takes that information and raises rates, that's literally like a double standard. You can't raise rates just out of spite. That's just as bad as lowering rates after being bribed. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's all noise. It's the Department of Justice. You know, if you can't play ball, my friend. U.S. inflation remains at 2.7%. CPI data is bullish. President Trump says Fed Chair Jerome too late Powell should cut interest rates meaningfully. Man, he's getting more and more hunchbacked, isn't he? President Trump says Fed Chair Jerome Powell is either incompetent or crooked. He doesn't do a very good job. I think that the data is actually in support of Trump here. 73% chance the Supreme Court rules President Trump's tariffs are illegal tomorrow. Should we take this bet? I feel like this is a good bet, that they're going to rule in favor of the tariffs. Am I stupid? I think I'm already addicted to Kalshi. I made an account and I deposited some money and I'm thinking everything that crosses my mind. I'm like, maybe I should take that bet. I've become the meme. The prediction market meme. Cheers, guys, to gambling away our life savings. Elon says we don't need life savings anyways. The richest man in modern history says we don't need money. We should just give it all to him. President Trump says he will get oil prices down even further. Gourmet Brand said, I think because it falls under commodities. Okay. That just seems so silly. Agriculture Committee. President Trump says if you're anti-tariff, you're pro-Chinese. I mean, can't you be pro-Chinese and pro-tariff? That's kind of messed up. Cash Oak said, I hope it waits one more day so I can take profit tomorrow, LOL. President Trump says the economic boom has officially begun. I like it. Elon Musk's Starlink activates free internet in Iran. Very cool. President Trump says Fed Chair Jerome Powell will be replaced soon. That jerk will be gone soon. These quotes crack me up, dude. I don't even like to watch the video. I just like to imagine him just being like, that jerk will be gone soon. Like, just saying it in like the most campy way possible. I cannot wait for that jerk to be out of here. What a jerk. That guy's such a jerk face. Watcher Guru posted, Senator Loomis calls for Congress to pass crypto market structure legislation. The digital asset industry can't wait any longer for regulatory clarity. Let's get this done. She's like, please, please. The market's looking really bad. Retail's gone. Help me. $410 million worth of crypto shorts liquidated in the past 60 minutes. Get wrecked. That's what happens. Solana surpasses base in X402 transactions. I don't know what that is. Yesterday for the first time. Very cool. Congratulations, Solana. Why is Polygon on there? I like that it says Polygon piece of shit. Like, is there a proof of work Polygon that we don't know about? Clearly it's proof of stake. There's no Solana proof of stake. There's no Ethereum POS or Cardano POS. Bitcoin POW. Like, that seems like so much unnecessary information. The US, Germany, China, and Taiwan have urged their citizens to leave Iran immediately. Wartime budgets, wartime liquidity, hold scarce assets with no counterparty. That's a post from Marty Party. He also said, U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright stated today, January 13, 2026, that the United States would happily partner with Iran on oil if the current regime ends. Dang. Kobe Letter posted, U.S. government job openings are plummeting. Government job openings declined 89,000 in November to 695,000. That's still a lot of jobs, bro. The lowest since February 2021. Since the July 2022 peak, available vacancies in the government have dropped 532,000. They have now fully retraced to early 2019 levels. Furthermore, the hiring rate fell 0.3 percentage points in November to 1.2%, the lowest since the 2020 pandemic. Excluding 2020, this is the lowest reading since August 2014 and in line with 2008 levels. Hiring in the government is coming to a halt. Good, because it seems like they're just increasing their jobs with the most meaningless nonsense ever, and we have to pay. We have to pay for like the federal pencil sharpener and the state level like street sweeper who, instead of driving an actual vehicle, has a broom and his job is just sweep the road all day. It's crazy, dude. The stupidest jobs. And then they're like, oh, we have no money. We need to increase our budget. What'd you spend all your money on last month? Well, we needed to hire 20,000 more federal toilet paper roll flippers, depending on who's entering the lavatory. Some people like the roll over, some people like the roll under, and you know, we want to be as inclusive as possible and make sure that everyone in the federal government is comfortable so that they can do their best to represent the people. So it was only, we originally were planning for 40,000 toilet paper roll flippers, federal toilet paper roll flippers, but we settled for 20,000. We can make do. They go from stall to stall. Each federal toilet paper roll flipper operates 2 stalls. So unfortunately, they do also need health insurance for repetitive movement. It's crazy. It is insane. Kobayashi Litter also posted, the decline in value of the Japanese yen has been remarkable. Gold prices in yen are up to a record 12,000 yen per ounce. Since the start of 2025, gold prices denominated in the Japanese currency have risen 72%. Gold prices in yen terms have skyrocketed 364% since the 2020 pandemic low. This comes as the yen continues to weaken as Japan's interest rate remain far below those in the US and Europe. The country also faces the heaviest public debt burden among developed economies, with debt to GDP at 230%. And Japan's deficit spending is set to rise further after the government approved a record $780 billion $780 billion budget. That was really hard to read. For fiscal year 2026, gold remains one of the best hedges against currency debasement. I think that's going to be the case for a long time. Former New York City Mayor Eric Adams launches a meme coin that hits $580 million in market cap before crashing 80% in a matter of minutes. Nearly $500 million in market cap has been lost since the post-launch peak. I think that he said that was to combat anti-Semitism and anti-Americanism or something like that. So good job, Eric Adams. You showed everybody that you only care about money. What an asshole. U.S. consumers now see a 15.3% chance of missing a minimum debt payment over the next 3 months, the highest since April 2020. This is also the second highest reading since the 2013 peak. The sharpest increases were among respondents above age 60 and those with high school degree or less. The highest delinquency risk at 22.5%, where it's reported by households earning below $50,000. Since February 2022, consumer debt delinquency expectations have surged 6.1 percentage points as consumer financial distress has intensified. Meanwhile, U.S. household debt soared $197 billion in Q3 2025 to a record $18.59 trillion. Consumers are drowning in debt. Dang. Bitcoin, $95,431.80. Oh, I forgot to do a poll. We got to do a poll. Let's do a poll. Do you think Bitcoin will hit 100K this month? Ladies and gentlemen, if you could direct your attention to the poll in the chat, do you think Bitcoin will hit $100,000 this month, the month of January, of which we have 17 more days? Yeah, 17, 18 more days of the month. Also, if you guys are here, don't forget to smash the like button. Really helps out the channel. We do have like provable historic low viewer metrics across YouTube for cryptocurrencies. So the more that you guys can do to help out, the more I appreciate. December CPI inflation comes in at 2.7%, in line with expectations of 2.7%. Core CPI inflation comes in at 2.6%, below expectations of 2.7%. Both headline and core CPI inflation were flat in December. Rate cuts are set to be paused at the January Fed meeting. Still betting on a cut, because I'm a degenerate gambler and to bet for the pause is boring. Prescient Trump to Minnesota. That's quite a typo. Prescient Trump to Minnesota. The day of reckoning and retribution is coming. Jesus Christ. Do the people of Minnesota really want to live in a community in which there are thousands of already convicted murderers, drug dealers, and addicts, rapists, violent, released and escaped prisoners, dangerous people from foreign mental institutions and insane asylums, and other deadly criminals too dangerous to even mention? All the patriots of ICE want to do is remove them from your neighborhood and send them back to the prisons and mental institutions from where they came. Most in foreign countries who illegally entered the USA through Sleepy Joe Biden's horrible open borders policy. Every place we go, crime comes down. In Chicago, despite a weak and incompetent governor and mayor fighting us all the way, a big improvement was made. Thousands of criminals were removed. Minnesota Democrats love the unrest, and antichrists, anarchists and professional agitators are causing, because it gets the spotlight off the $19 billion that was stolen by really bad and deranged people. Fear not, great people of Minnesota. The day of reckoning and retribution is coming. I could not read that with a straight face. That was too funny. I don't know. These 8:40 a.m. as well. Imagine having that thought at 8:40 in the morning. Sorry, I can't, dude. Cash Oak said, we're in a bear market that everyone is waiting for dump. Like in the bull, we wait for pump, but it will, in fact, pump. Yeah. Breaking, silver surges above a record $88 an ounce, now up another 24% in 2026. Let's see where it's at right now. Silver currently sitting at 89.40, looking good. Bitcoin getting a little red here. 95,372. Are we going to pull back or continue to the upside? I think we're going to have to wait 2 more minutes. I think. I could be wrong. It might be in another hour, but I think that the Japanese market opens in 2 more minutes. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. This looks like lunch meat. I don't know what the hell this is. It looks like some kind of seafood or something. Breaking. China has restricted purchases of NVIDIA H200 AI chips and will only approve purchases of the chips under special circumstances per the information. Dang. U.S. Supreme Court ruling on President Trump's tariffs is expected as soon as 24 hours from now. There is currently just a 27% chance that the Supreme Court rules Trump's tariffs are legal per Polymarket. Trump says an illegal ruling would be a complete mess. I'm gonna place the bet that they're gonna rule in favor. I might lose my money, but I'm gonna do it because trading right now ain't cutting it. I need that edge. I need that itch scratched. Tokenized stocks are quietly exploding on chain. Trade volumes of tokenized public stocks are now at a record high of 800 million per month. As a result, liquidity in tokenized assets is rapidly expanding. Jupiter Exchange, the world's largest on-chain platform, really, I had no idea, is now seeing close to 200 million in monthly volume in these assets. Robinhood has described tokenized assets as a freight train coming to all major markets. This comes just 2 months after the Nasdaq's crypto chief said they are moving as fast as they can to get SEC approval for trading tokenized stocks. TradFi assets are moving on-chain at a historic pace. That's huge news. I'm actually excited to trade stocks 24 hours a day. President Trump says when the market goes up, the Fed should lower interest rates. Fed Chair Powell kills every rally. Trump adds, You do not own enough assets. Cash Oak said, can I fund Kalshi with crypto? Yes, you absolutely can. Let me see if I have a referral link. I don't know if that's a thing that they do, but if they do, then I'm gonna put it in my description. Invite friends. Oh my gosh. Refer a friend to trade and earn $10. Both you and your friend get $10. What? Guys, there's my Kalshi referral link in the chat. You can fund it with crypto. You can also fund it with cash. There's a couple different, let me see. Google Pay, debit card, connect your bank, crypto, or wire transfer. I'm going to add that to the description. That's huge. I didn't know that I could do that. Blockchain Brew said, hey, JJ, just had to stop in and say hi. What's going on, Blockchain Brew? And they do, and I signed up without one. All right. Banana Republic said, why are there rumors that the Clarity Act won't pass for a few years now? That is actually something Charles Hoskinson said. He does not think that they're going to get it to pass this month, and if they don't, he thinks it's going to have to wait until like the next administration or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what his reasoning is. I'm sure if you watch it, and he'll explain it. But it had something to do with the next administration. Like, who knows? He thinks that there's going to be shutdowns and delays, and nobody's going to care about the Clarity Act or something like that. Blockchain Bruce said I have to go, but guys, smash the like and hit the subscribe bell. Appreciate you guys. Cheers. Happy Tuesday. Happy $95,000 Bitcoin. Let's get that super cycle. All right. AI-driven borrowing is pushing investors to seek more downside protection. The weekly trading volume in credit default swaps, CDs, tied to major tech companies, rose to $8 billion in December 2025, the highest on record. Volumes have more than doubled since August. By comparison, volumes were steady at $3 billion for the first half of 2025. This comes as tech companies raised a combined $88 billion in debt last fall to fund AI infrastructure projects led by Meta, Amazon, Alphabet, Google, and Oracle. Meanwhile, investment-grade companies are projected to raise a massive $1.5 trillion by 2030 to build out AI infrastructure. Investors are quietly hedging against AI debt risks. Interesting. Over $400 million worth of leveraged shorts have been liquidated in the crypto over the past 60 minutes. Crypto assets are up sharply now at 2-month highs. Very cool. U.S. M2 money supply jumped $1.65 trillion in 2025 to a record $26.7 trillion. This marks the largest annual increase since 2021. What do you know? What happened in 2021? What happened in 2021? I can't remember. This marks the largest annual increase since 2021 and the third consecutive annual gain. Since mid-2023, M2 has risen $3.7 trillion, driven by rapidly rising bank deposits and money market fund inflows. This means money supply has grown $116 billion per month over this period. By comparison, from January 2022 to April 2023, M2 contracted $450 billion, or minus $28 billion a month. U.S. money creation is happening at an alarming pace. Create more. Money printer go burr. We want more money. Cointelegraph posted 21 shares launches a Bitcoin and gold exchange traded product on the London Stock Exchange. I thought this one was pretty cool. Crypto Fear and Greed Index drops to 26 from 44 last week. Let's actually go see where it's at right now. It's at 48 right now. Yesterday was at 26. Today it's at 48. That is crazy. That pulse player said Ray is about to go ballistic in my opinion. Let's go take a look. Ray up 25% on the day, looking good. Ooh, I think you might be right. I think you might be right. I'm just thinking you might be right. Should we put some money on this? It's wrapped ETH. Crap. I gotta figure out all that crap now. Is there an alternative? Can I just wrapped ETH? Oh, it's such a pain in the butt. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna leave this open. I might buy some. Maybe. Coinbase is pushing SOL tokens. Ooh, interesting. So yeah, crypto fear and greed, 48. Coin market cap fear and greed. Actually, let's do this. Let's go to this guy. Bam. Coin market cap fear and greed is at 52, neutral. Yesterday was 41. Last week was 49, and last month was 27. Interesting. All right. Let's actually go to the big one right here. Sol is gonna gigamorph soon. $500. Solana. Yeah, I think you might be right. I'm gonna buy a couple. All right. Fear and greed. Bam. Yeah, I wanted to see the chart. 52. Okay, so yeah, I mean, we talked about the extreme fear, and we've only, especially on this one, which only started tracking in 2023, but still, we've only dipped into extreme fear a handful of times. 1, 2, this is the third time. Each time we got pretty good spike out of it, so definitely something of note. All right. That post plays that the Clarity Act won't pass because big market makers can't produce clarity with their sketchy suppression of Bitcoin and hence will never pass. Ooh, what? Bitcoin getting a little pumpy here. 95, 540, and 6 cents. Let's continue our news segment before we get distracted. BlackRock moves $320 million in crypto to Coinbase, including 3,290 Bitcoin and 5,692 ETH. U.S. inflation at 2.7%, matching expectations. Saudi Arabia reports all there will ever be. That pulse play said, pump it, JJ. Let's do it. $95,531.47. It's go time, baby. CME Group plans to launch a 100-ounce silver futures contract on February 9th, 2026, pending regulatory approval. Over 22,000 users report problems with X in the U.S. per Down Detector. I had a problem with that. That had nothing to do with the site being down. The algorithm made it worthless, and I actually considered canceling my stupid premium because it wasn't worth it. It was doing nothing for me. SharkLink earned 500 ETH in staking rewards last week, bringing total cumulative rewards to 11,157 Ethereum. Honestly, institution with big fat stacks of cash, best thing that they can do right now is just buy something like ETH and stake it and just roll in that annual interest. President Trump to address global leaders at World Economic Forum in Davos on Wednesday. That's actually crazy. He's going there on Wednesday when they're going to have the tariff ruling. I think they're going to rule in favor. I really do. I really do. Let's actually ask Grok. Let's ask Grok. Do you think, I cannot type today, do you think the Supreme Court is going to rule in for or against President Trump's tariffs tomorrow? That pulse player said no audio, brother. Are you for real? Nuh-uh, there's audio. What do you mean no audio? Can everybody else hear me? My mic's showing up. I got the little sound bar that the mic is good. Gourmet Brand said, I don't think the market makers have that much pull. If anything, it would be the banks that would rug it. Yeah, the banks are trying to change the interest on USDC in the Clarity Act right now, and Coinbase is threatening to pull out because of that. Let me know that you guys can hear me. That pulse player said no audio. No sound for real? Messing with me. Is there really no sound? I don't think I can change that. Still no sound? Hang on. Is there really no sound? No, I can hear it. What are you talking about? No sound. There's totally sound. Still no sound? Yeah, I have my stream playing right here. You guys are crazy. No sound. Get out of here. That pulse player said the politicians are run by money like big whale money. Listen to me. There's not going to be a clarity act. All right. Let's see what Grok said after we go through more news segment. Let me know you guys can still hear me. I got sound on my end. I have sound on my end. To me, there's not going to be a... All right, I'm gonna talk a little bit more, and I'm gonna check it on my phone. If you guys are fucking with me, you're doing a really good job. Yeah, you guys are crazy. All right, I'm gonna talk a little bit more. Hello. And I'm gonna check it on my phone. If you guys are fucking with me, you're doing. All right, you guys gotta refresh. Okay. Donald Trump said strong inflation and growth data mean Jerome Powell should cut interest rates meaningfully. I agree. Insight, Bitcoin's latest move lacks retail. Gourmet Brand said, later guys, have a good night. Take it easy, Gourmet Brands. Brooklyn, appreciate you. Bitcoin's latest move lacks retail participation with small buyer demand still negative, suggesting the rally is driven by large players and remains fragile. I guess my question is, why would it be fragile if it's driven by large players? Appreciate you. Bitcoin's latest move lacks retail participation. Because I feel like the large players would have more money and it would be a stronger move if that was the case. Am I crazy? Bitcoin OG Trader is showing nearly 17 million in unrealized profit from large long positions in Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol, according to Hyperdash Screen. That's crazy. Altcoin saw roughly 40 billion outflows as speculative risk unwound, with median bull runs shrinking to just 20 days in 2025, according to a report by Wintermute. Interesting. Wintermute is one of those market makers that people don't like very much because they're a little sketch sometimes. Cointelegraph posted, Strive approved its acquisition of Similar Scientific, boosting combined Bitcoin holdings to 12,797 Bitcoin and becoming the 11th largest Bitcoin holder, 11th largest corporate holder. Grayscale updated its watch list, adding Bonk, Aria Protocol, and Playtron as assets under consideration, while BAT, Mana, and Doge remain in its product suite. If you guys want to check that out, here it is. It's quite a list. These are all under consideration. What's interesting is seeing Monad on there. Polkadot. I don't know why Toncoin is still even talked about, to be completely honest, but whatever. Regulation is quietly pushing stablecoins ahead of Bitcoin for salary payments as compliance and price stability matter more than volatility. I actually had this conversation with my boss a couple of times already. I would love to get paid in stablecoin. Bitcoin, $95,549.73. Looking good. Over $458 million in crypto positions were liquidated in the past 60 minutes. That was 4 hours ago, with $419.03 million from shorts and $39.04 million from longs. That's crazy. Polymarket odds show a 29% chance of another U.S. government shutdown by January 31st. Ethereum daily wallet creation hits record 393.6 thousand on Sunday, pushing total non-empty wallets to all-time high of 172.97 million per sentiment. That's crazy, crazy metric. Adoption. Bitcoin treasuries held by public and private companies surged from 854,000 Bitcoin to 1.11 million Bitcoin over the past 6 months, an increase of 260,000 Bitcoin per Glassnode. Stock Money Lizards posted, Bitcoin will Q4 2025 go down in history like Q1 2020, the last chance to buy cheap before the next epic run. P.S. If this or other posts right now triggers FOMO on green candles, ignore it. Red candles are for buying. I agree. Bitcoin price action is now getting interesting. Weekly EMA 50 has been sort of a bull bear indicator in the past years. I continue to believe this is not the bear market yet. That's also my belief. For my hypothesis to be true, Bitcoin should be able to break through the weekly EMA 50. We'll monitor this closely. Close above new all-time high. JShoe 2.0 said, "Sup family, what's going on, JShoe 2.0? Yeah, we got $97,587.68. Let's just put that on there. 97,587. I'm gonna put it on here. 97,587. 50-week EMA. Cross above equals. I'm gonna call it super cycle. Okay. Let's see, man. Let's see. That would be pretty sick. And you know what? Actually, that's not far off from where it was before. Obviously, it takes several weeks. The purple line, though, that we had here is from it previously. Probably from back here, actually. Or no, it couldn't have been. It had to have been from back here. Yeah. Oh, no. It's right here, actually. What is the purple line, then? Maybe it was from a different... Because we got 50 EMA and then SMA. That's probably what it was. So I'm wondering if that's what he's putting on there then. I don't know. Keep an eye on it though. I'll get rid of this one. That's old. 786 from all-time high. 74.5. Okay. Bitcoin $95,547.54. Silver up 3.4%. $89.84, and all-time high at the moment is $90.0274, which is pretty crazy. Continuing. Yeah, that's going to be exciting if we cross over that. We got the plan for 2026 is simple. I like looking at these. I just like getting other people's opinions. January, accumulation. February, huge rally. March, Bitcoin all-time high. April, bull trap. May, flash crash. Save this and check back in 4 months. I like it. Let's see what happens. If you actually line this up, I'm pretty sure this puts us into 2027. I'm just saying. Like just that move from 7 to 8. Breaking $96,000 Bitcoin God candle. Hell yeah. This one was interesting. I figured we'd go over this because this is one of the theories that's floated around. And I thought it was stupid at first, and then I actually looked into it, and it's relatively... It's not stupid. It's actually a decent concept. Reasons why Jack Dorsey is Satoshi Nakamoto. First Bitcoin transaction, January 11th, 2009, matches his mother's birthday. Last Patoshi block, March 5th, 2010, matches his father's birthday. Bitcoin Talk account made on November 19th, 2009, Dorsey's birthday. Hacker in 2014 linked Satoshi to St. Louis, Dorsey's hometown. IP leak from California matched Dorsey's location in San Francisco. Photo from 1996 shows him wearing an RSA shirt. 2001 quote, "Leave a trace without leaving a trace." Trip to Japan just before Bitcoin.org was registered. Public administration for cypherpunk ideas. Or public admiration for cypherpunk ideas. Active in developer circles during 2008-2009. Built Twitter in 2006, a system handling peer-to-peer messages, similar logic to network nodes. Interesting. Very interesting stuff. Oh, shoot. Next, this one cracked me up too. Donald Trump makes Elon as Fed chairman soon. 5% cut is coming. Warren Buffett retired. What if new Berkshire CEO with $500 billion in cash is a Bitcoin maxi? The world's highest IQ guy says Bitcoin 260K before March 2026 is super bullish. That's pretty much the entirety of crypto Twitter. Don Wedge posted, "I'm not a magician or a guru yelling altcoin season. I simply read the data and let it speak. Position accordingly. What's coming is the biggest altcoin run we've ever seen. Years from now, 2026 will be remembered as the historic year for altcoins." I like that. Why does this guy have like an organization badge? Whoa, 230,000 followers. That's crazy. Maybe you should follow him. Okay. Mustache posted, altcoins. The largest falling wedge for altcoins, 4.5 years in the making, is slowly starting to break out. We have been waiting for this moment for months. Now, hear me out. Instead of a traditional like breakout, retest, confirmation, explosion to the upside, what if it does the falling wedge, the choppy sideways breakout, and then the explosion to the upside? What if it does that? Same. Bitcoin looking even more green at the moment, $95,585.94. Absolutely shredding to the upside. Let's freaking go. Next, we've got Mark Chadwick X posted, altcoins are about to mint a new wave of crypto millionaires in 2026. 2017 to 2018, alts sent 2,000 to 10,000%. 2020 to 2021, alts ran 500 to 3,000%. 2024 to 2026 setup 300 to 1,500% is the base case. Gold and silver at all-time highs, tech at all-time highs, liquidity keeps expanding. Capital always rotates, crypto is next. Let's go. Jay Shear said Jack definitely knows something. For sure. You know what? I don't know if I'd have, what would I have more respect for him for? Being Satoshi and not telling anybody? Or knowing who Satoshi is and not telling anybody? I kind of respect the guy either way. He's a respectable dude. He's one of the few people in this space where I feel like I would blindly defend him because he's never done anything to like really irk me. And he doesn't seem like a sleazeball in any way, shape, or form. He genuinely seems like a cool dude. Like he's very in the background as well, which is even more interesting. Bitcoin is getting a pretty decent size push up right now, guys. Midnight's up 4.87%. Snag is chilling. ADA's chilling. Arrow's up 3.57. Stellar's up 1.93. Parkcoin's up 1.59. Monad's up 1.01. Pengu is up 1.21. Silver's up 3.45. $89.90. This is Asian market, I believe. Oh, shoot. Did not mean to do that. Whoopsie. Okay. Bar chart posted 30-year mortgage rate plunges to 6.37%. Its lowest level since September 2024. Can we get 2020, 2021 rates, please? Next, secured overnight financing rate, SOFR, falls to 3.64%, its lowest level since 2022. Gold hits highest closing price in history. Gold has now outperformed the S&P 500 for 6 consecutive months, the longest streak since the global financial crisis. That's crazy. Just in, global central bankers come out in defense of Fed Chair Jerome Powell. U.S. companies issued $95 billion worth of bonds during the first week of the year, the highest weekly volume since the pandemic. What happened back then? I wonder what. Breaking. Meta has now traded below its 200-day moving average for the longest period of time in 3 years. Bitcoin, $95,620.43, crank to the upside. Boeing, BA, jumps to highest price since January 2024. John 2 Joe said it's breaking out of the crazy 5-minute flag. Ooh, let's go see. 5-minute flag. Does it still count as a flag? Oh, yeah. Ooh, actually it broke out already, John. I think. I would do this right here. And I would say you got your breakout retest continuation. Get above this yellow trend line. Then we can start talking. And that yellow trend line happens to be that line that we're looking at right here. This previous support turned resistance. Exciting stuff. Volume looks great. 95,654 and 35 cents. U.S. credit spreads fall to lowest rate since 1998. Wow. Last but not least, we got Clio, the update on the Livermore. I think that's what it's called. The Livermore chart. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Let's see if we hit $225,000 on Bitcoin. $95,676. Exponential growth. Let's freaking go, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. I gotta get a taller table so that I can actually have my laptop like reachable. Okay, we have $95,700 Bitcoin. I think we're officially over that yellow line. Are we gonna get a pump stream? Midnight's up 5.49%. Very cool. Let's see. 690, 684. Okay, getting a little breather. Portfolio update. We've got our 1K to 10K Grok portfolio currently sitting down 451, 45.1%. Best performer Solana down 13. Worst performer Aptos down 68. Then we've got our meme coin portfolio currently down 516, 51.6%. Best performer Pepe down 57. Worst performer GigaChad down 162. Then the narrative portfolio, my favorite, and the best performer, currently down 151, which is 30.2% in the red. Best performer is Tau, is actually in profit, 3% or $3. Worst performer is VeChain, down 56% or $56. If you guys are curious, this portfolio is made up of one meme coin, one artificial intelligence coin, one decentralized physical infrastructure coin, one real world asset coin, and one gaming coin, and it is absolutely killing it. I want to make the argument to swap out of Fetch into something else, but I think we should keep it. I think we should keep these 4 portfolios, our legacy portfolios, and if we do enter a parabolic bull market, then I'm going to want to be able to reference those like pre-parabolic bull market portfolios. Derek said, "Sup, JJ? What's going on, Derek? Happy Tuesday. Happy Pumpy Bitcoin Day. Cheers. Happy Silver All-Time High Day. And, I don't know. Happy Supreme Court tariff ruling Eve." Bitcoin 95, 699, 695. Okay. Beautiful. All right. We went through that. Last but not least, our night catching portfolio, timing the market. It was originally called the perfect timing portfolio. Currently down 369, 36.9%. Best performer is Chainlink, only down $7 or 7%. Worst performer is Avalanche, which we did on accident by the Pico top of Avalanche, so that's kind of understandable. Worst performer is Avalanche, down $58 or 58%. All right, and I think that's it, guys. Let's watch Bitcoin pump. $95,709.99. Looking good, very exciting. I'm excited. I'm like super excited. We got bullish CPI data. We got Bitcoin popping to the upside. Supreme Court tariff ruling tomorrow. Gonna be a fun one. I don't really know what to do with myself. I feel like, I don't know, normally I feel like I should feel unprepared, but I'm not unprepared. So now I'm like confused. I don't know what to do with myself. $95,720.48. Should I sit? Maybe I should sit. I'm gonna lower the desk. The desk is lowering now, so I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna be really, really tiny for a minute while the desk is coming down. Oh man, this desk is so sick. All right, we are sitting. This is the first time I've sat down on a stream since I got the desk. Let's see. That Pulse player said, wonder if tariff ruling being priced in. I think today is CPI. I don't know if anyone knows what the tariff ruling is going to be. Did we just get a 4-hour candle close? Yes, we did. 95,760. Man. Are we going to keep going up? I kind of want to trade midnight. 95,746. What else do we got? H-bar's up 3.6%. Hell yeah. XRP's lagging a little bit. Arrow's up 3.69. Very nice. Stellar's up 2.72. I think that's pretty consistent with what it was earlier. Farcoin's up 1.68. Monad is up 1.33. Pengu's up 1.81. Silver. Man. Silver has officially breached $90. Silver is $90.72.5. That is crazy. Are we going to see $100 silver? Oh, man, I just got kicked out of BitUnix. Shit. I don't remember which one's the right one. I got to do all this goofy crap. I hate how long it takes to log in. $90.70. Are we going to see $100 silver? Like before the end of the month? Seems more and more likely. Okay, I think they're going to make me do the email thing, the text thing. Bitcoin 95,775 and 69 cents. Here we go. Okay. All right, Asian market was pumping for a moment. Now we're just chilling. It's quiet. Okay. I think they have gold and silver perps on BitUnix now. 95,653, 620. Getting a little pullback here. Okay. There's nothing else for me to switch to. Normally I flip-flop between screens. What's going on here? I think my BitUnix is broken. Yep, I gotta refresh. Okay. All right. 95,632 and 99 cents. Everything else is quiet. Christoph said Chili's is crazy. It went go parabolic in a few days. Let's go check out Chili's. It's USDT. Oh, very nice. Slowly but surely climbing out of the trenches. Let's go to the daily. Chili's is actually recovering very nicely. What was that measuring? I mean, you're right at that breaking point right there. For Chili's, I would want to see it above 57.69, and then obviously 6 is going to be a big one, nice psychological level. But it looks really good here. It is incredibly overbought on the daily time frame, so exercise caution. You do have positive money flow though on Market Cipher and a green dot on your momentum wave, and your RSI is riding well above that moving average, which is awesome. Volume looks great. It's got everything that it needs to be a healthy bull move. Very nice. There we go. You do have a confirmed red dot on Market Cipher back here. That seems to have been invalidated though. All right, Bitcoin seemingly rejecting right now. We did have our wick up here. This wick is indicative of some selling pressure, so it's no surprise people are taking profits right here. How long is it going to last? Are they going to pull back all the way to 90K? Because there is quite a bit of liquidity down there. Yeah, look at all that. All that. Even if they just go to like 93, I'm going to put one at 93. We'll see if they pull back to 93, because there's a lot of liquidity to grab for that too. See if midnight pulls back here. Be interesting. H bar is up 2.85. Yeah, it's quiet. I'm surprised SWE is not pushing up higher. Solana's up 0.26. I think Solana's about to go crazy since it broke above that 138 level. I think it's going to go insane. All right, folks. 95, 549, and 98 cents. I suppose since we're getting a little pullback here, I'm going to call it just so I get a little breather in between emergency streams. Hopefully we got to do one tonight. That'd be pretty sick. I'm going to end the poll. I asked you guys, do you think Bitcoin will hit $100,000 this month? 83% of you guys said yes. We got 12 votes total. 83% said yes. 17% said no. Appreciate you guys. As always, when Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Monday and good night.